Hello, this is Stephen Nojiri and this is another Tada Genji tradition video. This video we're going to go over the following points. The first point will be the release of the book. The second point will be videos that will come out this month. The third point is future videos moving forward. And as usual, I'm going to go over each point individually, but you, the viewer, as you're probably used to, you'll realize that all of these points actually interconnect with each other. And we'll cover that a little bit, as we go over the points and in the final review at the end. So let's get to it. Okay, so for the release of the book, what you see on your screen is the tentative release. That's the cover, that's the name, that's the cost. Now, this book is actually in final check by the publisher, sort of a final quality check. Assuming that it passes the final checks, it should release sometime next week. Now, it is always possible that it does not pass final checks and it doesn't come out next week. But, fingers crossed, that's the plan, is for it to come out sometime next week. So the book is broken into 5 sections. The introduction, the warning controversial topic section, summary of traditions, teachings, and conclusion. The introduction section, some people may feel like it's unnecessary or that it's too long, but I very much advise and encourage anybody who actually gets the book, please read the introduction section, consider the things that I've said. It's where methodology is presented. There's a lot of why did I do it this way is explained in that section. There's also a discussion of different views of which different lenses to look at the material and look at different analysis, etc., etc. The second section, the warning controversial section, these are topics that the reader must have at least a basic understanding of because they interact, they affect, they have an interconnected history with the Jingunden, with the Tada tradition, with Kusunoki tradition. And in order to better understand how those controversial topics affect our subject of study, you must possess at least, like I said, a basic knowledge of those controversial topics. So that's what that section is for. But because they are very controversial topics, they are given their own section. Then we have a summary of the traditions. That's where I go through and I say, what is Jingunden? What is Tada Genji tradition? What is Kusunoki tradition? What is Second Southern Court tradition? So this is the history section. Then we have the teaching section where I give samples of teachings. By no means have I included all the material, but what I've done is I've given a sampling of materials for the small star section, the Big Dipper section. I've given a small sampling of teachings for the middle star, the moon section, and I've given a small sample of teachings for the great star, the sun section. But the teachings that I've given are very fundamental and very representative of those categories. And finally, in the conclusion section, which is a very short section, I actually went really short with the conclusion. The conclusion basically there's a conclusion for academics, and then there's a conclusion for non-academics. So there's kind of both are very short, but I've presented 2 different conclusions. There's also a short appendix with a list of documents at the end. So if some readers may wish to search, read, review, whatever, I want to see these documents. So I've given, not every document is listed there, but the majority of them, the main ones, are listed there. And then also I need to point out that all of the images in the book are my own. I either took the pictures myself, I hand copied from the documents, or I digitally drew from the documents. This is a copyright issue. This is basically because of copyright issues, and also to honor the wishes of some of the organizations that archive the documents. I don't know if a lot of the viewers understand, but a lot of these, we'll just say whatever organization, wherever the documents are stored, sometimes they don't want images of the documents being shared. Moving on to point 2, videos this month. So regardless if the book goes live or not this month, so whether it passes final check and goes live next week or whether something is wrong and it's going to take more time to actually get it released, regardless, I do plan on starting up the videos again at the end of this month. Now I do have a very important event coming up that's going to take up most of my time starting next week and until really close to the end of the month. But after that event is concluded, it is my plan, it is my intention to release at least 2 videos this month. The first one will be a collaboration video, that monthly collaboration video that I sometimes do regarding Shinobi. It will focus on Shinobi teaches found not in samurai war manuals, but in shrine documents. It's a place that hardly anybody ever looks, and I found it, and so it'll be in a video. And it directly relates to Jingunden. So it will be a fun collaboration video, but also for the people that watch this channel for Jingunden material, that will be very useful for you as well. Now the second video that I plan on releasing is going to be another video about Jingunden specific teachings, but and it'll be something from the moon category or the sun category. I haven't quite decided which one it will be yet, but I think that you guys will like it. Now point 3 for videos moving forward, future videos moving forward. Okay, so September comes and goes, the book in theory is released, etc., etc. Well, where do we go from there? And so starting in October, the plan is, and again, nothing's written in stone, but this is the plan. The plan is to continue videos that show and explain the Jingunden tradition, just like this channel has always done. However, there has been a lot of basic introduction videos, and there's been a lot of Kusunoki Ryu videos, and there's been a lot of other videos about similar topics, but not exactly on point, but they're interesting, etc., etc. What I want to do is, I think that with the book release and the presence of so many of these extra videos and so many introduction videos, it's time to increase the complexity of the videos and dive more and more into the actual and specific Tada and Shotoko Jingunden teachings. So my plan will be shift away from sort of general topics, shift away, not shift away completely from Kusunoki, but not do so much Kusunoki, but get to actual Tada teachings, Shotoko Jingunden teachings. Focus on those more and dive deeper into those. The second point is also that, or the other thing is, so the flavor of the channel will shift a little bit toward Tada and Shotoko specific teachings. And of course, assuming the book does come out, there will be a video series that goes through the book. So I will, I'll also add some commentary and provide some additional information. While it's something similar that I did in the past with Sacred Conspiracy. So basically, I'll make a video where I'll go over this page and add some stuff, and then I'll go over that page in the next video, etc., etc. Now, while the book is obviously, so the book, it will not be required by the viewer to watch these videos. You can watch these videos without purchasing the book. Absolutely okay with that. But I would suggest that the experience would be more interactive and just lands more effectively in your mind if you watch the series with a copy of the book, because the video is going to be tailored toward reading through the book. But again, absolutely by no means is purchase of the book required to watch those videos, but I would suggest it would make them it would be a better experience if you had the book. Alright, so to review and interconnect all these points, which I'm sure most of the viewers already see how these points are interconnected, but let's just do this for the sake of doing it. First, the book should be coming out soon, assuming it passes the final test. If it does not pass the final quality test, however, I will still keep working and pushing to get the book out, but all other plans are going to move forward anyway. The only thing that would be halted would be the video series where I work through the book. So the video series where I work through the book, that obviously requires the book to be released. But the 2 videos at the end of the month and the shift in the channel's focus to deep dive into Tada and Shotoko, that absolutely will happen regardless if the book is released or not. But again, hopefully it releases next week. Point number 2, the 2 videos later this month. So yeah, one about Shinobi teachings in shrine text and one about something about Jingundin teachings. That is absolutely the plan. Hopefully it happens. The third point, the complexity of the videos, hopefully, as I said, it's the plan, will increase, and there will be more focus on specifically Tada and Shotoku Jingundin material. Because again, there's been sort of more just generic introductions or basic things or Kusunoki Ryu, which again, Kusunoki Ryu is on topic, but it's been very heavy on the Kusunoki, very lighter on the actual Jingundin, and the Tada Oboshiden and things like that have gotten far less attention. So now it's time to put the attention on the Tada Oboshiden, for example. And in closing, as I said previously, if you choose to get the book, it'll make all of these, make your experience more interactive. But again, the book purchase is absolutely not required to continue to participate. If you don't want to buy the book or you can't buy the book, please go ahead, continue to watch the videos, learn from the videos, leave questions and comments on the videos, etc., etc., etc. The book is there as another tool for you to access the study of this material.